Liz, we have the Prediction Show.
I'm so excited.
I think people have just been waiting. They're like, when will ChatEDU, when will Matt and Liz put out a prediction show?
Well, they don't have to wait any longer.
Okay. So this is a special episode, and we've been thinking about this for a little while. We're using this really fun prompt from Professor Ethan Mollick. Have we mentioned his name before?
Once or twice, although it's been a while.
It has been a while. So he is a professor at Wharton. And do you like the way I said that? Wharton.
Horton.
It sounds like Horton Says Who. What was that book?
Horton Hears a Who.
Horton Hears a Who.
We are here. We are here.
All right, sorry. This is going to be a long episode. So he's a professor at Wharton. He's a business and entrepreneurship professor and has been doing all sorts of just really cool work. We love his book, which is called Co-Intelligence. He has a wonderful Substack, which is called One Useful Thing. And if you're on the LinkedIn, Professor Mollick does a lot of posting on the LinkedIn. It feels like several times a day, and it's all fascinating. It's like, how does this dude crank out so much great stuff? So he has a really interesting prompt, which is about forecasting the future. We'll let you hear it in a second in the context of an actual prompt. But Liz and I have basically picked a number of things that we'd like to know the future about. And Professor Mollick's prompt, we'll just call him Ethan. Ethan's prompt goes through these 4 phases, like we stay exactly where we are. AI gets better, AI gets a whole lot better, and then, or number 4, we have AGI. So you can take any topic, the future of golf, the future of eyesight, the future of early childhood, and Professor Mollick's prompt helps you sort of see where things may go. Sound about right?
Sounds good.
Okay, so our first prompt is an interesting one, and let's just read it. So the prompt is, you are a world-class prognosticator who can predict the impact of AI on a wide range of topics. In order to inform these predictions, you will use Professor Ethan Mollick's 4 futures AI scenarios. The scenarios are as follows. Number 1, this is it. LLMs will never get better, though current capabilities are still disruptive, which is fair. Number 2, there are slow gains in large language model ability. Number 3, continued exponential improvements in AI, but no artificial general intelligence. And I feel like we're on the kind of number 3 track in life right now. And number 4, we hit artificial general intelligence. Please predict the future of, and then we're going to insert the topic. In this case, we're starting with universal translators implanted in earlobes for seamless communication based on Professor Mollick's framework. So what did the wise forecasters say?
All right, so here we go. If this is it, and LLMs, large language models, never get any better, not much is going to change. The universal translators will not be implanted in earlobes. It's not a reality. It'll be what we have right now, which is decent translations, not always 100% accurate or fast enough or real time, but, that's about it.
Sounds like a snooze.
It is.
Okay.
It's where we are right now.
Okay.
If there are slow gains in the abilities, which, if it just keeps slowly moving along, there might be some more sophisticated external devices within the next 10 to 15 years. These are still going to be wearables like earbuds with AI translation capabilities, but definitely still no implants, still not super accurate and speedy, but, a little better than what we have now.
Okay, fair.
But if we get to continued exponential improvements, so kind of the way things are moving now, super fast, potentially within 20 to 30 years, there could be these little implants that would provide near real-time translation across a wide array of languages that could go in your earlobes.
I feel like the 20 to 30 years part is a hallucination. I mean, we're like 18 months into this grand adventure, so I'm taking that with a grain of salt, but please carry on.
Okay, well, you would have to get it to be speedy, accurate, and small enough to go into your earlobe.
Hello, Elon Musk, Neuralink, I mean...
All right.
Okay, all right.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But if we get all the way to AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, universal translators implanted in earlobes could become a reality within 10 to 15 years after its development. So these devices would offer perfect instantaneous translation of all human language, including understanding context, tone, cultural nuance. They might be able to even translate animal vocalizations or alien languages if we ever encounter them.
That's the thing. How many times have we talked about animal translations?
If I only knew what my cat was saying. But these implants would be tiny, energy efficient, and could potentially tap into global AGI networks for continuous improvements and updates right in your little tiny earlobe.
I love it. Okay. Perfect first prediction.
All right, Matt. So I'm going to put one in.
Okay.
So we are going to forecast the use of AI in early learning environments.
I guess that means that the end user license agreement said that the kids could use these below the age of 14.
Yes, let's assume that's true.
And the data privacy laws of every state in the country would change.
Yes, let's assume that too.
That's the beauty of forecasting the future.
That's right.
I mean, we should have said in the beginning of the episode that everything we say here could be total BS. Like, talk about hallucinations.
Absolutely. This is not the promise predictive episode, just predictive.
Exactly. All right, so here we go. The this is it phase. In this scenario, current AI capabilities remain static but are still disruptive. So we might have things like interactive storytelling apps that use AI to generate age-appropriate content, enhancing language skills, which I think we've really talked about on the podcast, right?
Right. We're basically there, which is the this is it.
Yeah. You got some basic tutoring, subjects like math and reading, augmented by AI, giving you constant feedback. So like Sal Khan did with his son, but for younger kids. This is interesting. AI helps identify learning difficulties early, allowing for timely interventions. Then we have virtual AI playmates, assisted in developing social skills, though with limited sophistication. That's a thing, right? Have you seen the toys that are like AI toys? It's like a little teddy bear and you talk to it.
Oh, I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about
You
that.
can't see Liz's face, but she is not digging that.
No.
Okay, then we get to the next more gradual improvements, and honestly, they're all a snooze. It's like more sophisticated personalization, more sophisticated tutors, enhanced language learning tools, AI-driven assessment tools, improved AI assistance. I mean, there's not a thing here that is catching my attention or making me excited about slow growth. So now we get to where we are now, this kind of current exponential growth. And honestly, not a whole lot better, right? We've got highly advanced AI tutors that can engage in Socratic dialogues. I mean, we're doing Socratic dialogues with middle school kids using our own student-facing research pilots. Immersive VR and AR experiences powered by AI. They must have been listening to the podcast. I think I've talked once or twice about immersive AR and VR with AI. Let's see, AI systems that can design entire curricula tailored to each individual child or groups. Okay, I buy that. We're getting there. Sophisticated emotional intelligence in AI, allowing it to better understand and respond to children's emotional states. I would like to see the AI do an intervention when a younger kid throws an absolute temper tantrum.
I would love to see that.
What do you think it would look like?
I just, would it be more patient than a parent? I mean, but I just think of the tantrums my kids throw, and like, there's no talking them out of it when they are in that state. So
I know.
Good luck to AI.
Forget little kids. I'm going to get in trouble, but our power kept going out last night and this morning. We've had a lot of storms, and a 17-year-old in my house threw a small temper tantrum because the Wi-Fi was down and we couldn't stream Netflix. And all right, but nonetheless, let's go right to AGI. So with AGI, we might have tutors that have human-like understanding and adaptability. We'd have the creation of optimal learning environments. Again, these aren't super exciting. Let's see, potential for direct brain-computer interfaces, revolutionizing how information is absorbed and processed. I could totally see the United States Congress passing a law that will allow for, in early childhood, brain-based interfaces like Neuralink with little kids. And this is, ethical concerns about the role of human teachers and the potential over-reliance on AI could be an issue.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't like this.
No, this one's not been good. All right, we're going to carry on. We should say something real quick about the first and second domain. So the idea like this is it won't get any better. People might think like, how's that possible, right? Like in what world would it stop right where it is? Any guess? Put you on the spot.
I guess if laws are passed.
Exactly. I mean, I think two things that could happen that we've talked a bit about. One is that laws could be passed and people would be like, stop right now. No, wait, how's it go? Stop right there. I want to know right now.
Before we go any further, do you love me? Do you love me forever? Do you need
I
me?
want to see some 90-year-old senator saying that along with AI. All right. So yes, laws or training data. So we've talked about this a bit and the whole idea of synthetic data, but what if it's gobbled up everything? Anthropomorphizing, as we do so often. But what if AI basically gobbled up all the training data that it had? Now it's like spitting out stuff like Perplexity pages and some AI-generated content that it's training on that's not that good. And I believe you once said in a podcast episode, what if it gets dumber? Right? And so that could happen. All right. Sorry. I apologize. I just wanted to give that thought. And then the idea of slow incremental progress or super slow progress is basically like that, but just not quite as bad. All right. You've picked a good one, which is discuss how AI might address or exacerbate educational inequities.
All right. If you are a frequent podcast listener, you know that this is something I talk about a lot, is the digital divide. So I wanted to see what the
magic box?
What the magic box would say. So
the 8-ball.
If this is it, where we are right now. So it's really, I'm pretty excited because it's exactly what we've been saying on the podcast, is that, the great things about it can provide free or low cost AI-powered tutoring for everyone, which can help level the playing field. Language translation tools will help non-native speakers access educational content more easily. And, just basically helping struggling students through personalized learning. The inequities that come with this are that schools and families with more resources can better integrate AI, and it's widening the gap with those under-resourced areas. So it just can continue to become more pronounced. And the students who don't have access to AI tools will fall behind peers who use them regularly. So if we continue with improvement gradually going along, it's pretty similar. I think these first two buckets are pretty similar. There'll be more sophisticated AI tutors. There'll be improved natural language processing, allowing for supportive multilingual learners. And this one I do like, AI-enhanced early intervention systems that are more accurate in identifying at-risk students, allowing for support.
Totally.
And the inequities are just even more pronounced. The gap is even bigger. And the schools that can afford the latest AI systems and those that can't is going to widen. Teachers in well-funded schools are going to have better training, so they'll be more effective. Of course, privacy concerns will continue to lead some parents to opting out of AI systems, which could disadvantage their children. So, all problematic. Now, if there are significant AI advancements, there are some great things here. So highly advanced AI tutors that could potentially level the playing field for students that don't have access to top-tier human teachers. So there's also AI-driven predictive models that can identify and address systemic inequities in educational systems. So now we're thinking even bigger.
Yep.
And virtual and augmented reality powered by AI that can create these immersive learning experiences that students might not have exposure to without the AR and VR. So exciting stuff. On the downside, if these tools are really expensive, they may create this new tier of elite AI-enhanced education that's only accessible to the wealthy who already have the advantage.
Wait, and which bucket are we in right now? We're in the three, exponential growth?
Yeah.
So does that mean if there's all sorts of job loss, that's going to be even worse because then you can't afford the fancy tools?
Exactly.
Sorry, did I depress you?
No, but you stole my next point.
Carry on.
So the job market may increasingly favor those educated with the advanced AI systems. So it's going to make that socioeconomic divide even bigger. And if we start to over-rely on AI systems, there could be reduction in human teaching staff, which could impact the quality of education in schools that can't afford these amazing new AI systems. So I'm getting worried. And then we go to AGI.
Yeah, what could artificial general intelligence, when all the machines are as smart as every living human being, what could happen then, Liz?
Well, I don't know. But according to our magic word making, what do you call it? The magic word?
The magic everything making machine?
Yes, that thing. The magic everything making machine. To address inequities, AGI could potentially provide every student with a world-class education customized to their individual needs and learning styles. which sounds pretty good. They might identify and address the societal root causes of educational inequity, suggesting comprehensive policy solutions. So right now I'm like living in a little utopia. The language and cultural barriers in education could be effectively eliminated through AGI's advanced understanding and translation capabilities.
Even for dogs, cats, meerkats, whales, and elephants.
And aliens.
And aliens, thank you.
Don't forget about the aliens.
Never.
But there's the downside.
Always a but.
Initial access to AGI enhanced education, again, might be limited to the most privileged, creating an unprecedented gap in educational quality. Concerns about AI bias could lead to AGI systems inadvertently perpetuating or amplifying these existing societal biases in education and making them even worse. And the rapid advancement of AGI could make traditional education systems completely obsolete, potentially leaving behind those who can't quickly adapt.
I always think that as long as there are jobs and full employment, there will always be a need to drop kids off somewhere at school, right? There's like in parenti loci, I think it is. Is that the phrase? Please take care of my kids after they have a tantrum about Netflix not streaming. But right, if there's like either widespread job dislocation or universal basic income, oh boy, I'd still want to drop my kids off, right?
Yeah, that in loco parentis thing
thank you.
Is pretty important. I mean, we did it during the pandemic, and I think everyone was kind of like, get these kids out.
Find my school. All right, so I think that bodes well for educators. There's always going to need to be a place.
Yes.
Okay, I like it.
All right, Matt, it's your turn to do one.
Woo.
So how about we explore how AI tools are going to influence student creativity and project-based learning? Another one of our favorite topics.
This one is near and dear to us. We haven't talked about it in a while, but, our whole, how do you say reason of being? Is it raison?
Raison d'etre.
Yeah, that is project-based learning. I mean, if folks aren't familiar, you can go to skills21.org, but personal interest projects, capstone projects. I believe, Liz, you're writing a book about personal interest projects.
I am. It's coming along.
Yeah, and our team got into the whole AI space along with lots of folks. I mean, we weren't studying it natively in 2016. We did a little bit of work on like how machine learning could analyze student projects in interesting ways. But when ChatGPT came out, we got very interested because it appeared to us that project-based learning was an enduring pedagogical strategy, that a chatbot wasn't going to do a project for a kid. And in fact, it could be a really nice complement. So it's been fun thinking about this space.
It's my favorite thing to think about.
It really is. All right, so here we go. AI, creativity, and project-based learning. So this is it. LLMs don't get better. Kind of where we are, right? AI-powered brainstorming tools that could help students generate initial ideas, simple AI art generators that could be used as a starting point for visual elements of the projects, and AI could help do basic project management, such as task scheduling and resource allocation. And we have an AI tool embedded inside our personal interest project. It's basically doing all three of those things right now, wouldn't you say?
I would say it.
Yeah, and actually in the slow gains category with large language models, it's kind of the same too. So more sophisticated AI writing assistants that could help students refine their ideas and improve their writing style. We do just a little bit of that. We have a second tool that's sort of designed to help students just do general prompting, and one of those is feedback on writing. More enhanced AI and music generation tools, which I think we have mixed feelings about. We have a lot of kids doing art and humanities style projects, and the idea of AI doing some of that work. I think we like the idea of the AI as an assist to the project, but not doing the meat of the project.
Exactly.
Yeah. Improved project management, AI can offer more nuanced suggestions on project direction. And we're starting to see that. It's almost like a project coach and then AI-powered research assistants. That one right now, for us at least, we're pretty cautious about it because of the hallucinations. I don't want a student working on a project and using AI as a research assistant when, if they're doing a thing on organic chemistry or on composting, having the content be wrong. Fair to say?
Definitely fair to say.
I felt like you had something else you wanted to add there.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how improved project management, maybe as things get better and the AI knows the student better, it'll know does this student need a task broken down into 10 steps or 3 steps enough? And just thinking about, a lot of the reasons why students struggle is the time management and getting through the project. So as AI gets better, will it be better at keeping the student on track?
It's funny you mentioned that because actually in the third bucket, right, which is exponential growth, I'll go right there. One of the last predictions is that intelligent project management systems can predict potential issues based on knowing the kid, right? Suggest creative solutions, even simulate different project outcomes. So yeah, I think you're spot on there. Also, the idea of advanced AI collaborators that could engage in creative dialogues with students, helping them explore and expand their ideas in unprecedented ways. I don't know what the unprecedented ways might be. Highly sophisticated art, music, and video generation tools. Again, I think I'm on the fence about that one. And here, AI-powered virtual and augmented reality environments. This is cool, where students can prototype and test their project ideas in immersive, realistic simulations. We've just started playing around with the idea of AI vision that could be used as students are prototyping their projects to take photographs of that project, especially if it's a physical asset, and have them sort of use vision to get feedback around that, right?
Yeah, this is really interesting because we've had so many projects that kids have wanted to do but haven't been able to actually test. So I'm thinking about the girl who this was in my very first year, she wanted to have a safer way or a more discreet way for kids to test if their drink had something put into it. Do you remember this project?
100%.
And so she was thinking, could it be like a stirrer? And at the time there was like maybe some nail polish that like kids could dip their finger in, but who wants to dip their finger in a drink? And, there were these certain different tools, but she really just ran into a roadblock because she was underage and so couldn't really test her project.
Right.
And we've had lots of kids that have wanted to do things in medical areas, not creating, drugs or anything, but
bioweapons.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the bioweapons. But they've wanted to be in a medical field, and it is almost impossible for these kids to shadow a doctor or a nurse,
totally.
HIPAA, all of these things. So if kids could have access to, what is it actually like to be in a room with a patient? What is it actually like to be a patient in a wheelchair or do these kinds of things in simulated ways? That could be really, really awesome.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so now let's get to creativity and project-based learning and artificial general intelligence. So here, AGI has essentially creative partners that can truly understand and contribute to students' creative vision across domains. There's the ability to instantly prototype and iterate on complex project ideas. With AGI handling the technical implementation details, it's kind of like what you were saying, but even further forecasted out, right? You could have AGI-powered simulations that could allow students to explore the potential real-world impact of their projects in incredible detail. Oh my God, this is cool. Let's go there. And then personalized AGI mentors, and mentorship is a big thing for us in project-based learning, that understand each student's creative strengths and guide them through to push their boundaries. So like rapid prototyping, testing environments, a world-class mentor.
It sounds perfect. It sounds like exactly what we want to do. And it makes me think like, wow, a worksheet is going to be really useless if we get to this point in education. Like, won't education have to be project-based learning? Otherwise, you have this stuff going on in the world, but you're going to tell kids in high school to sit down and answer the questions at the end of the social studies chapter?
All right, this is going to be a digression, but in the what it is right now doesn't get better. If you go on Magic School right now, it basically ranks like what are the most popular uses of the Magic School generative AI environment, and like what's at the top of the list,
Worksheet generator.
Worksheet generator.
Yep.
I get it. Like there's a time and a place, but boy, that tells you that time and place is at scale. So, all right, let's come back here. So in this scenario, but I agree. I think the brand of project-based learning, just like the brand of authentic art and music, will rise in a world where there's lots of AI going on. So in this scenario, the nature of creativity itself, I'm back into Ethan Mollick's outputs here, not Ethan Mollick's, but Claude's with Ethan Mollick's prompt. So in this scenario, the nature of creativity itself might be redefined. The focus of education might shift from teaching specific creative skills to teaching students students how to effectively collaborate with AGI to bring their visions to life. It goes on. Across all scenarios, several key considerations emerge. First, balancing AI assistance with original thinking, right? Educators would need to ensure that AI tools enhance rather than replace student creativity.
Which is a concern we have already, even if we don't get much further down the line.
Right, exactly. So let's start thinking about it now, right? Redefining assessment. As AI capabilities grow, traditional methods of assessing creativity and project work would need to evolve. Just as you said, going on right now, right? Ethics and attribution, clear guidelines would need to be established on how to attribute AI contributions in student projects. Also
happening right now.
It's like, in the future, you need to deal with this stuff. How about
right now?
I mean, look at the last two, digital literacy and preparing for the future. So yeah, the most likely near-term outcome falls between scenarios 2 and 3, with AI becoming an increasingly powerful tool for enhancing student creativity and project-based learning. The key challenge will be leveraging these tools to augment human creativity rather than replace it, ensuring that students develop the skills they need for a world where there is human-AI collaboration as a norm. Yeah, all super relevant in the here and now, but great pedagogical strategy to look to the future.
Yeah, this one is really interesting. And I mean, we are moving slowly that way anyway. And I just think it would be so exciting. And just thinking of all those Expo Fest projects from years and years of seeing what kids could do and just how elevated those projects could be.
Yeah, it is fun to think about project-based learning at scale with AI. I think school would be so much more fun. Now, by the way, you might be thinking to yourself, where do I actually go to play with this Ethan Mollick AI forecasting the future prompt? It's easily Googleable, right? It won't be hard to find. But if you want to grab it off of our website, it's very easy. We're just skills21.org. That's a 2 and a 1, by the way. We don't say that a lot. And it's skills21.org/prompts. With an S at the end, right, Liz?
Yes, that's very easy to remember.
All right, Liz, I think we're going to get one more in here. You can tell some of these are of a serious pedagogical nature. Some we're having a little bit more fun. I think, Liz, this falls on the more fun side. So this is AI-generated excuses for late homework that teachers can't refute.
Well, let's start by saying I hope there is no homework in the future. But if there is, and the kids are still doing something, and they need excuses for why they didn't get it done, and teachers can't refute it. So if this is it, and that's where we are right now, AI can generate plausible sounding excuses based on common situations such as technology failures or family emergencies.
I had to delve into my dog's dog feeding yesterday, so I unpacked something or other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it would definitely use the word delve.
Delve, for sure.
So the excuses might be generic and lack some personalized details, and teachers might become suspicious of these excuses from kids. So some excuses could include fake but convincing details about computer crashes or internet outages. So it's kind of where we are right now.
Right.
And sound like some excuses I've heard from students before.
Yeah.
So let's see. If AI improves gradually, the excuses can become more personalized, incorporating details from a student's life or recent local events. AI might generate fake but realistic-looking doctor's notes or other supporting documents.
Wait, I want to go back for a second. That means that the training data has to be, if it's like realistic local events, right? Like, the Super Bowl was last night and blah, 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 or Taylor Swift's performance on the Super Bowl. So AI has to be trained, in this case, up to like yesterday.
Exactly.
Okay, well, hopefully that becomes the case.
Yeah. So then we have the fake but realistic looking doctor's notes. So now we're getting into forgery, which I don't love.
Oh, so it's like AI generated art. It's like a doctor's note, but.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Some kid is listening to their parent listen to this in the car. They're like, let me try that.
Excuses could be tailored to specific teachers based on what has worked with them in the past. And the AI might suggest follow-up responses if the teacher asks for more for more information.
We're screwed.
All right. So now, with significant AI advancements...
Which is the path we're on.
Okay. Highly sophisticated entire backstories and consistent narratives across multiple interactions with the teacher can be crafted. The system could possibly create fake digital evidence like doctored security camera footage or manipulated timestamps on documents.
That's horrible.
Excuses could be coordinated among multiple students to create a more believable scenario. And these highly sophisticated excuses could seamlessly blend truth and fiction, making them nearly impossible to refute.
No group of middle school students can like keep a narrative together. Forget like a group, even 2 or 3. So that one I kind of called nonsense on, but okay. Well,
Yeah.
What was the last one again?
Highly sophisticated excuses that blend truth and fiction.
Okay. That seems like today, but okay.
Yeah. So,
Hey, where does AGI bring us in excuses? I can't wait to hear.
it's big.
Okay.
It could create perfect, undetectable excuses by understanding and manipulating social dynamics, school systems, and individual teacher psychology. It might be able to hack into school systems to actually create the conditions that make the excuse true.
Wait. So what does that look like?
So, like changing due dates in the system.
Oh, okay.
So,
This gets nuttier and seemingly less plausible the deeper we go. But let's carry on with AGI, artificial general intelligence.
all right, here we go.
Yeah.
It could potentially predict and preempt teacher suspicions, adjusting the excuse in real-time conversations. I guess you'd have like a little thing in your ear or something that like tells you.
Right.
Maybe the things that you're implanting into your earlobe could
Right.
also tell you how to change your conversation with your teacher if they seem suspicious.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, here's the last one. The excuses might be so convincing that they inadvertently expose flaws in the entire educational system or teaching methods.
That SBAC assessment. Okay. Is that the end of the list on that one?
That is the end of the list, but let me just say that actually using AI to generate false excuses would be unethical and could have serious consequences. In reality, the development of such AI systems would likely be accompanied by equally advanced detection systems used by educators.
This is what Claude says just to cover its tracks.
It's exactly what Claude says. And Claude also says the best approach is always honesty and open communication between students and teachers about challenges with completing assignments on time.
Go Claude.
Yeah, he's very ethical.
Yeah, or she's very ethical.
Then I'd call her Claudette.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. What a silly thing for me to say. That's right. She wouldn't be called Claude.
Perhaps she's non-binary.
Maybe in the world of AGI, Claude. All right, let's stop right here. So, okay, these were fun. I love it. And again, feel free. You can easily Google Dr. Mollick's For Futures AI forecasting prompt, or just go to skills21.org/prompts. It's under the leadership bucket. I should have said that. There were a number we didn't get to. So if you need a little creative prompting on your end, I mean, there's all sorts of good stuff that's really like deep and meaningful in the world of teaching and learning. You know, the normal topics of ChatEDU, but some of our faves that we didn't do were time traveling AI that brings historical figures to class. That actually is not that far away. I think we've talked about the School of AI from Engage XR. I just met with those folks to better understand, but that's like where I've got a VR headset on and I'm able to have a real-time conversation with like Rosa Parks or John F. Kennedy.
Yeah,
right?
That's really cool.
Yep. So, but these were more fun. AI lunch ladies, Liz, that create perfect personalized meals.
Do they still have to use cafeteria food?
Do you think that won't be possible then?
I mean, well, I'm a chicken nuggets kind of person, so
as we've established.
School lunch is fine with me. It's like pizza and chicken nuggets.
Were your best years really the middle school cafeteria?
It's peak edible, just great food for me.
From a culinary perspective. And then last are AI hall monitors that can be in multiple places at once.
That's every teacher's dream.
In 1990-something, our boss, John Costa, and I did an album of music, which is why I occasionally break out in song on the pod. And I think the most popular was to the Battle Hymn of the Republic. And it was, "No, I can't because I'm on duty," right? So, "No, I can't because I'm on duty." In this case, it could have a thing about because AI hall monitors are there in your place.
Yeah, my husband has hall duty, 8th period, and just walks the halls of the middle school.
Favorite period of the day?
No, definitely not his favorite period of the day.
All right. Well, Adam, AGI is coming, and you may have an AI hall monitor that can take your place all at once.
But until then, keep walking the hallways.
All right, everybody. Thanks. This was really a fun, special episode. We appreciate you doing a little future forecasting with us. And I don't know, we need to have like a little bit of time come past, but maybe at episode 150, we'll try this again.
That sounds great.
Okay. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Another fun podcast, Liz. We'd be so grateful if you consider taking just 30 seconds to give us a 5-star review.
Or 4, but let's shoot for 5.
And if it's a 4-star rating, right, Liz? Email us at chatedu@edadvance.org.
That's ChatEDU at EDADVANCE.
And we'll figure out how to make it better. But if you got a full minute, a review would be fantastic. Let's roll the credits.
All right. As always, we'd love to hear what you think, so please let us know at chatedu@edadvance.org. That's EDADVANCE.org. And also rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you are using. ChatEDU is brought to you by EdAdvance, the nonprofit regional education service center in Litchfield, Connecticut. ChatEDU is recorded, edited, and produced by Ahmed Mollick, whose dedication and expertise bring our discussions to life. ChatEDU's executive producer is Cameron Audia. Additionally, we are grateful for the support of our colleague Gary Robinson. Gary is the ChatEDU Design and Outreach Ginsu knife, and we appreciate his time and talents. And of course, a big ChatEDU shout out to our fearless leader and executive director, Jonathan Costa, for inspiring the pod. And finally, a heartfelt thank you to our listeners for joining us on this journey exploring the thoughtful and innovative integration of AI in education.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jonathan Costa, and I am the Executive Director at EdAdvance, the regional nonprofit educational service center in Litchfield, Connecticut. On behalf of Matt and Liz and our entire agency, I want to thank you for listening to our ChatEDU podcast. We'll be dropping episodes weekly, and you'll hear some special interview episodes during the summer. Finally, keep an eye out this fall for our expanding AI community of practice and new AI micro-credentials for teachers and educational leaders. Take care, and thanks again, and tell your friends about ChatEDU.